This is an Audacity recording assignment for 8th grade students. It's working with a new concept called fermatas, and you'll see the symbol up here. Some people say it looks like a bird's eye. We're also going to be reviewing ties, which we covered last week. You notice here it's a quarter note tied to another quarter note, so 1 plus 1. Over here we've got a quarter note tied to a half note, which is 1 plus 2. But be careful as you get further down in the exercise. In this area here where it says never feel discouraged, here we've got several notes tied to one another. We've got a quarter note tied to a half note tied to a quarter note, and then it's followed by a quarter note tied to a quarter note. That's very tricky because you need to make sure as you're performing it where the break goes for those ties. So the first one is a quarter note tied to a half note tied to a quarter for a total of 4 counts. And the second one on the word feel is a quarter note tied to a quarter note. Now as we're talking about fermatas, which is the new concept, you'll notice there's 2 fermatas at the end of the piece. These are over the syllables pe and shunts. As you perform a fermata, you hold it out for the full count, but then you hold it for a little bit longer. So as you're performing this, it would be patience. Oftentimes in music we'll take a fermata and we'll hold it for twice the value of the note. Since both of these notes are whole notes and they equal 4 counts by themselves, adding a fermata to it, each whole note now equals 8 counts. So make sure you go up towards the top and you're reading the paragraph that's up here. And make sure too that as we're talking about performing this, the very beginning we've been talking about incomplete measures. This is an incomplete measure, so as you make your recording, make sure you're counting it off. 1, 2, ready, sing. The best. Please remember to follow all 7 steps for recording with Audacity. That includes naming your file and submitting it as a subject when you email it to me. If you have any questions, feel free to email me and I'll answer those even perhaps when I get back in class on Tuesday.